Jericho invented that.
Yeah.
Sorry, wait. That's not. It didn't come out right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's RZX of H Essential, and welcome to another solo LP here. Today, I've got for you Tokyo Xtreme Racer on the Sega Dreamcast. Personally, one of my all-time favorite racing franchises, and this is where the best-known part of the franchise got its roots, with the first Tokyo Xtreme Racer on the Dreamcast, also better known as, in Japan-wise at least, Shutoko Battle, and in Europe as Tokyo Highway Challenge. So we're going to do a quest mode here, and basically we're going to choose a new quest, obviously, because it's an LP, we need to start fresh. And we immediately given a choice of what car we want to choose. We have an A86L, which is a Corolla 11, an A86T, which is a Sprinter Taruno, an SW20, Toyota MR2, JZA80, Toyota Supra Mark IV, XE10, Toyota Altezza, JZX100, Toyota Chaser, S13, Nissan Silvia, Ks, S14, Nissan Silvia, Ks, RPS 13, Nissan 180SX, R32, Nissan Skyline GTR, R32, R33, Nissan Skyline GTR, R33, Z32, Nissan Fairlea Z, Y33C, Nissan Cedric, Y33G, Nissan Gloria, EK9, Honda Civic Type R, DC2, Honda Integra Type R, NA2, Honda NSX, CE9A, Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 3, CP9A, Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 5, FC, Mazda RX-7, FD, Mazda RX-7, also, and GC8, Subaru Impreza WRX STI version, like to say 6. Could be 5 though. GFLF, Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX, and GFLS, Mitsubishi Eclipse GT. And those are the cars we have at the start. So I'm actually going to decide, let's just use all the cash we have to get, and what's actually a pretty good car in the game to start with, the Nissan Silvia K's S14. Let's go with the blue because I love blue as a color. And we can also rename the car to whatever we want, so let's just give it its correct name. Because they didn't license the cars in this game, so they had to go with the type and their chassis code usually being what they actually are in real life anyways. So do we want to buy this car? Yes, we do. And then we get this little, like, basically a somewhat a prologue to explain what's going on. It's pretty silly, and you know, it's kind of out there, at least for the terms of a racing game. But I kind of like that. It kind of makes it a little more special in that sense. And I'm not complaining about it because I kind of really like it like that, anyways. So yeah. Fewer still will be worthy of being called the ultimate import racer. Oh man, is this ridiculous? But I love it anyways. And then we get like a little 1999 thing, Quest 99 Tokyo Xtreme Racer, because this game came out in '99, right at the turn of the '90s, where before we hit the 2000s. I was 4 years old when this game came out. I'll let you know that. Also has a very slow fade-out transition. So now we're in the quest mode menu. We get 6 options here. We get the garage. That's just where you can, as you see here, we'll be able to choose your car as well as your name. You get the shop. That's where you can buy and sell cars. Rivals, which we'll get to later on. The tuning, which you can buy upgrades for your car, change settings on your car. Right now we can only do stuff like this. So I'm going to move the steering speed up a little bit, and I'm going to lower the brake response just by a bit because it gives us a little more control. And then you can also change the parts that you have. And then there's also system, which is, well, pretty self-explanatory. And then now, of course, the most important one, the race. So let's go racing. So we get a choice of 2 routes. They're both on the C1. A-type is the inner, and B-type is the outer. We're going to go with the inner for this first part, and we're just going to jump right into it. And here we are, as we start with this bit of English. So we get a bit of an autopilot before it gave us control, and as you see, there's the map on the left, and there's a bunch of blue dots as well as a yellow dot. I'm the yellow dot, and I'm looking for these guys who are the blue dots. And wow, this is an interesting way to start off this LP. I had an attempt that I was doing here before that I had to just abandon because I forgot to save. But this is the first time I've ever seen this, even in the attempts I had at the last LP. But this is from RR. This is Hiroshi. As you can kind of tell by the logo, it's an all Mazda RX-7 team because of the design is of the rotary. And unfortunately, he's pretty quick. I honestly did not expect this guy this early on to the game because I honestly thought they would have saved him for later because he does have quite a tuned RX-7 and I just have a stock S14. And I'm gonna run into this like a dimmy. Oh boy. Right. So we'll give that one more attempt, but I don't exactly see this working out very well for this guy. So because we lost to him, we can now get a pink dot for him, which means he's someone we didn't beat, or we lost to, or we drew. And if you win, however, their dot will turn green, which means you faced them before and you've beaten them. So let's see if I can get this little trick down right this time. If I can, this may help me. Alright, that does seem pretty promising. Alright, yeah, I got the trick down. I'm right in front of him this time. So hopefully this time I can keep him back there, because I can try to block him out. And there we go, that's better. Oh god, there's a car there, and I just missed it. Sweet. There's a bunch of cars here. Damn it. Ah. Alright, okay, and alright, in all seriousness then, I guess we're gonna have to save this guy for later, because he's just too fast at too early of a stage for me to be able to beat him. This game, however, I do tend to you'll probably see I'll try to use abuse of the walls because you tend to bounce off them for some weird reason. Not exactly sure why that is. I can't really explain it, to be honest. Alright, let's come back to this guy later on. Alright, so in the case, as you probably noticed, I do have to drive to each one. And now, again, since he's just too fast for us for this point in the game, we'll come back for him later on. How I'm gonna do this LP with each part is I will go through all the rivals that are currently on the map. The reason I'm only gonna do the ones that are mapped because at least with only the first game, you have to go back into the garage to get new rivals to appear. Don't ask me why. That's just how they decided to do it. They did improve it in later games, thankfully, but they also improved other things which may make you want to go back to the garage after a while anyways. That being said, who do we have now? Okay, this is much more likely for starting up. Rolling Dude number 3 from Rolling Guy. Anyone who knows about the Tokyo Xtreme Racers... Whoa! Hello! Anyone who knows anything about the Tokyo Xtreme Racer series knows quite a bit about these guys. And that kind of... Now I'm kind of stuck here waiting. And the camera is going a little crazy. Well, yeah, that happened. Anyways. Yeah, but he had to speed up to catch up to me. And now we'll take off. There's a little bit of a frustration with this game is if they get a bit far, you gotta wait for them to catch up. It's like that in the later games, but they made it after a while that if it became too long, it'll just either just canceled out, so you'd have to, and you can just wait for them to come back and then just challenge them, or it'll just restart the sequence, which I prefer that option because then it means you don't have to wait. So yeah, he was in a Taruno, and Rolling Guy is one of the first people you usually face in any of the TXR games, so he's an easy win. So there we go. We got at least some more money this time, and every time you go out of that screen, you're always presented with the replay, which you can skip if you want to, because, well, that may drag on a bit. But yeah, alright. So So we got another guy up here, and we're gonna figure out who he is. We're just gonna drive up to him. Now the way it's gonna work is, if they're not that far of a distance to get to, I will just usually show them me driving up to them. But if they're really far away, like if you notice at the left there near the bottom, there's a blue guy way out there, I will more likely just skip it so it doesn't take as long. So next up here we got Rising Star from SS Limited and Nay Cedric. It's a big sedan. It's got some power on it, but the weight may drag it down. So yeah, he's getting me on the straight line because it is lightly modified, but he's not leaving me, and I will pretty much, for the most part, if he would give me some damn space here, he's trying to cut and block me off. He's oh god, this guy is really not letting me by. And unfortunately, if there's too many cars on the screen, the game tends to lag from that, so yeah. So yeah, he's got the more powerful car, but I do have the better handler, and this time let's make sure I don't run into that thing like I did last time. I'm gonna brake a little early, and there, come on, can I sneak through? There we go, I snuck through. Yeah, in this game at least, they usually tend to brake pretty well for corners, and that's usually one of your better advantages if you're dealing with someone who's just a little bit faster than you. Okay, I gotta get through the middle here. And something happened to him, and he's now back there. Either that, or I'm just out-cornering him by quite a bit. Oh man. So yeah, another thing is you've probably been noticing is that when you're racing, you have an SP bar. The further you are ahead of your rival, their SP bar will deplete, and once it's completely depleted, you win the race. But if you're behind them for a long enough time, whoa, hello. But if you're behind them for a long enough time, your bar depletes instead, and if your bar goes empty, you lose. That's how all races will serve in this game, and pretty much almost every race in the entire series, with the exception of some later titles. So, who do we got now? We've got from Elegant Wild, a NSX, this may be a little tricky, Hostman Hat. These are the names that they have, which they're called BAD names. I don't understand what they name, please don't ask me. Battle Assistant Driver? No. Battle AI Driver? No, I don't know. It means something, and I don't know what, and that's a van. Which may be a problem, because that NSX is catching me, and damn, he slipped through. But thankfully, we're coming to a point where he's going to have to slow down, and because of me knowing the game well, I'm going to just keep flooring it, and I'm back in the lead. Alright. So yeah, the S14 is a pretty good, solid starter car to use. The S13 is as well, but that's if you really want to put a couple upgrades to your car from the start, which I can understand why people would choose that, but in my opinion, the S14 is one of the best choices you can make, which is why I went with it. Even though it takes up all of your starting CP, which is 25,000. But it doesn't matter. This car is doing us well so far, at least unlike the first guy, but he's just too fast for my car in its current state right now. And then of course, that replay stuff again. I may just showcase it for a bit, getting close to my car, because I may just use it for like thumbnail shots or something. Which, you probably can understand why I would choose to do that. Anyways, this guy is not too far up here, so I'm gonna go run him down. I actually timed that braking very well. Came out that corner at 90 miles an hour. Not bad. So let's see who we got here now. We got another SS Limited. It is Sports Car Killer and a Gloria. This guy must not like sports cars, which I'm kinda in. But, I guess it depends on who you ask if you consider the Sylvia a sports car. Maybe. But yeah, the only problem is he's got a big sedan, which may have a lot of power but weighs a ton, and doesn't have the handling skills that I do, so this will be a pretty easy win. I'll brake for that, because that's a bit of a sharp one. Still did pretty well, 85 miles an hour through that. And pretty much left this guy in pretty much nearly my dust. And yeah. Ooh boy. I'm gonna stay out of the Yezu, because you usually almost never have to go into the Yezu for anything. It's just an option. Not really worth it, in my opinion. And there we go. That's him down. We got just one shy of 4,600 CP. Alright, so now this last guy is quite a bit ways up, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a jump cut here and just jump right to him so you don't have to watch me just drive all the way up to him. So I'll be back in a bit. And I'm back. This is the guy that we were trying to hunt down, Professor Taka from Curving Edge, with a blue Civic. Admittedly, aside from that weird wing, it's not a bad looking one either. I'm usually not really much of a Civic guy, but that one, at least he didn't make it look ridiculously stupid. I just kind of box him in because I want to keep the lead here in my bluer Sylvia. I'm sorry, that was bad. Anyways, let's get through here. And, ooh. Oh boy. Doesn't matter because I've got quite a huge lead right now. Which isn't a bad thing, obviously. And an easy win. Alright, so that concludes everybody on the map so far. We made about just a little over 5 grand, so that's a good thing. And in the meantime, that's gonna cover it for part 1. So if you're enjoying this, make sure you stay tuned on YouTube or Game Anyone or wherever you are, because this is gonna be one of my bigger series so far, at least. And this is gonna be a lot of fun, at least for me, and hopefully for you too. But in the meantime, take care, guys, and thanks for watching on YouTube or GameAnyone.com or wherever you else happen to be.